There's no secret about Kamala Harris's economic plans. They're a house of horrors. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Vice President Kamala Harris has been criticized for a vacuous campaign of feel-good phrases. Substance, meat on the bones, heaven forfend. It's endless cotton candy from Kamala. But make no mistake, Harris has an agenda, and it is a calamitous one of the most ruinous in our history. Her programs would send us into a devastating downturn, worse than anything since the 1930s. The last thing Harris and her far-left cohorts want is for voters to fully grasp what she actually wants to do. Sadly, but not surprisingly, much of the media goes with this dishonest game because of a deep antipathy to Donald Trump. The range of her proposed tax increases are staggering. They'd wreak havoc with capital creation, the lifeblood of a vibrant free market economy. Without capital, there is little or no productive investment, which spells stagnation and then decline. Goodbye to a rising standard of living. And capital creation is what the Harris program would wreck. She would make the capital gains tax, with one exception, the worst among advanced nations. Her proposed corporate tax, with one exception, would also be the highest among major economies, making it another destroyer of needed capital. Numerous studies have detailed that companies are tax collectors. The money for Harris's levy here would come at the expense of consumers, shareholders, and workers. Her proposed tax on unrealized capital gains would be an astounding wrecker of stock market values. Supposedly, it would only hit the rich. But they would have to literally sell hundreds of billions of dollars worth of stocks and bonds each year to pay the levy, exerting punishing pressure on prices. The 401ks, IRAs, and pension plans of over 100 million Americans would be adversely impacted. Under Harris, the top personal income tax rate would be nearly 50%, another killer of capital. Other tax raises she wants, among them extending the reach of the death tax, quadrupling the levy on stock buybacks, further limiting the deductibility of employee compensation, would contribute to the catastrophe. Of course, a President Harris would go for more spending, creating inflationary pressures to finance it with printing money. Another matter Harris doesn't want to discuss is that there will be more gushes of intrusive, destructive regulations. For example, she's right to say she won't ban fracking. What she won't say is that she'll smother it with regulations, taxes, and interminable delays. Hey, energy company, here's yet another 100,000-page form to fill out. Some Harris apologists say a likely Republican takeover of the Senate would block her ideas. But most of the 2017 Trump tax cuts expire next year. Renewing even parts of it will require compromise, and some Republicans, for instance, are favorable to the idea of boosting the corporate tax. The bottom line is clear. A Harris victory spells hard times ahead. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.